As you begin to work with different types of fabric, stitch length is the first thing that you'll probably need to adjust. So if you've been sewing lately and you work on a heavy fabric, usually you need to lengthen the stitch length so those stitches don't get so small. Or if you've ever felt like you've had to push your fabric through your sewing machine, that longer stitch length would help bring that fabric through naturally. So right here on this knob, we do see that our stitch length goes as high as 4, and that's 4 millimeters long, then 3, 2, and a F setting. So as we get down to rolled hems, we will find that our closer together stitch length will help close up the rolled hem. So when I don't know what setting to use, I'm going to start about 2.5 to 3, and that's what I have here. So when I open up my seam, I have a nice tight construction seam for the fabric. If I'm working on a lighter weight fabric, I'm going to bring that down closer to 2 for a little tighter finish, and you would also do the same thing on your sewing machine. So if you're testing out different stitch lengths, this is something that I have all my students do in class, is start at 4, go ahead and start to serge, and every quarter of the way down the fabric, we're going to change the stitch length. Now this part will go really fast because remember the stitch length is longer, so go ahead and stop. You can change it while you're actually serging, so if you just kind of even shorten it and shorten it. Let me tell you though, when you do get this really short and close together, a 4-thread stitch is gonna look kind of ugly. So just fair warning, when you do get it all the way close, it's not the pretty stitch that we're looking for. But I am gonna bring that back to about that 2.5, and we'll see that we have a nice stitch length at the end. So you can see where I started, the longer stitch length, and then as I brought it shorter and shorter, and then that's where the very smallest stitch length is. This will, like I said, look prettier when you're set up for a 3-thread or a rolled hem or something with some decorative thread. But what you're finding is that's what gives you that really tight finish on that particular seam. So remember, heavy fabrics, longer stitch length, and lighter weight fabrics, shorter stitch length.